1, 2, 3, kick it. Here we are. In his favorite restaurant. Yeah. Eating a meal made. Think okay, it's nice, yeah?
I think here's nice.
Camera rolling, lights all okay. Mom?
Hey.
Hola, this is Cojocaru, and we are today in Barcelona at the Megagen European Symposium. And near me is, without further ado, the one and only Dr Miguel Stanley.
You know what I've just done? I have just shared this on Instagram.
Amazing.
That's great. Social media is incredible. How you doing? It's good to see you again.
Yeah.
It's been 1 year since our last interview.
It's been 1 year. If you guys have not seen already the video we made last year in Bucharest.
Bucharest, yes.
Please, I'm gonna put a link down below. Please go and look after it. It was extremely well taken by my colleagues.
Yeah, it was a really cool video, and that's why I'm happy to give you another talk, because it was really positive. You, your family, your friends, they're incredible. And not just that, Romanian dentistry, I mean, there's a lot of smart people in Romania. There's a lot of hardworking, talented people, so really excited.
Yeah, that video was full of inspiration for young dental students or practitioners, so go on and check that video. Today, I said it's nice to see you again and sit down, see how you're doing, and maybe get to respond to some questions maybe we didn't ask last time. So, what have you been up to lately in the last year?
This year has been an incredible year. I got asked a question the other day, so what was my hobby? So what do you do when you're not working? And I had to think, because I guess work is my hobby. I don't know if it was Confucius or somebody that said, find something you love and never work another day in your life, something like that. But I love what I do. I have a great team, and this year I've just been around the world. I started the year going to Sao Paulo. I've been to Poland. I've been to Japan. I went to the US. I've been Jordan, Istanbul. It's been incredible, and of course that's on my weekends. So I give up my weekends to go and lecture, maybe leaving on a Friday, back on a Sunday. And then during the week I'm in the clinic working, because what people need to understand is that despite social media showing that I'm always traveling, that's just because during the week I don't have time to post my work. But yeah, just working a lot, having a lot of fun with the new techniques and new protocols, training my team, and just observing life as well in general.
So I think, I think your hobby, in my point of view, is being an influencer.
An influencer.
I was talking, cool. Do you remember Daniela from last year from Bucharest? I had a short talk with
Daniela Peliciu.
The Daniela Costa,
yes,
yeah, I spoke with her today, and she said, okay, ask Dr. Stanley if you meet him, how come he has time to be an influencer, a dentist, and an owner, and a speaker. And
Coco Chanel said it took me 10 years to become an overnight success. So for your younger generation, it's a lot of hard work, and it doesn't happen just overnight. Maybe for some people success is an overnight thing, but I've been doing dentistry for 21 years. I've been on Facebook since 2008, Instagram since pretty much it came out. I don't really do that much to grow followers or whatever, and quite frankly for Facebook, I'm pretty closed on Facebook. I get a lot of complaints. People send me friend requests and stuff. It's just Facebook is more for my private, for family and stuff, and because otherwise you wake up and it's just teeth and teeth. Yeah. And I just share my stories, and I think the message would be, and how I get to do it, is that I'm proud of everything that I do. And my father, God rest his soul, always said, to be an upstanding citizen and to be a good person and to be honest and to be correct. And if you act accordingly, if those are your foundations to be a positive, honest, good human being, then why not, show what you're doing? So I think that if I do have people watching me and following me and listening to what I'm doing, then I have an even bigger responsibility to try and make sure that I inspire people to think the way I do.
You really do inspire people. I'm not trying to be cheesy right now, but last year interview, it changed me in a big way I never thought it's possible.
How?
I think, do you know how? In first thing, changing my way of thinking and approaching dentistry. I got involved in as you told me about.
IADS, yeah.
IADS, amazing.
Big shout out to IADS, International Association of Dental Students.
Yeah, I was in Poznan. I got involved in it. Now I'm in the international editorial team.
Very good. Will you be in Madrid?
I am. You're gonna be.
I'm going to be lecturing in Madrid.
Oh my god.
Laurie, Laurie, she reached out, and hi Laurie, and I got I'll be coming on the 28th of August.
Yeah.
And that's in the middle of my summer holidays, but for IADS I always have time.
Yeah. By the way, there's you have opportunity for students to come to your practice.
We have a scholarship. It's called the Stanley ship. Basically, the first, second, and third prize, we offer a 1 week residency. We pay for the hotel. Unfortunately, we don't pay for the flight, but we do pay for the hotel, and they spend 1 week with us, and they learn a lot. And usually, that's worth about 6,000 euros a 1 week residency. Because we don't do it that often, because we're a private practice, and it's kind of. But I wanted to ask you. So, what? That interview said it changed the way you see things. So how did it change? What else?
Well, I tried to bring some of that inspiration back home and try to make something different in my university, in my association.
What do you think was wrong? And what do you think got fixed?
Nothing got wrong, but it didn't reach its potential. So I got into IADS to make a change. I got in our student association to make a change, and what I did, I make a congress with my colleagues. Big shout out to my colleagues who helped put this in action, because I was inspired by your interview. I tried to bring more people inspirational for 3 days in Craiova, and they had a congress for students only in Romania, and it was just magic.
I think that's super important, because when you get to high-end dentistry and things start getting the business side of it and the politics, and I pretty much stay out of politics, and that's why I'm very happy with the Megagen family, because it's about the science, it's about the biology, because it's privately owned. There's none of the big shareholders and all of that stuff. I like that smaller approach to things. But I think people need to understand, in dentistry, we're not rock stars. We're not magicians, we're not celebrities, we are just people that fix other people's teeth.
Yeah.
And we gotta be really honest about what we do and not take ourselves so seriously, but take the job seriously. And I see a lot of jealousy. I don't know how that is in your school, but I mean, it's like, you're a good looking guy, you're successful, you're happy, you're definitely positive, and I'm sure a lot of people are jealous of that, and that's kind of crazy, because instead of being jealous, and I mentioned this in my speech today on stage, instead of being jealous, try and figure out what that guy's doing that's positive, and in your own way, not imitating, try and do even better, and I think that's the whole concept behind the positive strategy for life, and I just think that's the only way to be happy in this profession.
Yeah, now I'm in the 4th year now. Last year I was 3rd year, and if some quotes remain back in my mind, just things take time. Just go slow.
I told you that.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, you got to go slow. I think a lot of too many people want to fast track to the front line, and you can't. You're not mentally prepared for that much when you're fresh out of university. You have to make mistakes, you have to fall down, you have to fail. Failure is the biggest part of success, period. So and that takes a lot of humility to be able to publicly say, I made some mistakes, I want to learn, I want to improve. Nobody's perfect, and I think you're definitely on the right path just by the fact that you accept change. Change is a huge part of growth.
Yeah. I'm trying to develop both as a dentist and as a person, to be a good person, to be kind, and
I think you already are, my friend.
there is a long way in front of me. But I'm starting to read some autobiography books, listen to some podcasts, and it's amazing how successful people start their day and their habits, their routines. Do you have something like that? Do you think like you have typical day routines?
I would say that my wife, since I got married, I mean, I was a bachelor, single guy till I was 40. And that was kind of crazy because I was free to do whatever I wanted to do. And marriage really put a lot of structure into my life. And I'm married to a very organized, my wife is Ukrainian, she's very intelligent, she's very focused, she was a very successful model. So she's also traveled around the world, she's been everywhere. So she understands my need for work travel as well. But I guess health, eating healthy is super important. And habits, I try to work out twice a week. I try and stay focused to that. Unfortunately, I can't do more. I try and rest, so I never bring my phone home. I mean, I bring my phone home, but my phone, first of all, is always on silent. So I've had this particular phone for maybe 2 years, and I don't think it's ever really rang. It's probably rang like the alarm. So I don't want to be interrupted, by phone calls or by I have no notifications on any of my apps. So you need to have some kind of space to be free, which I think is very important. And I rest, I come home, I do not talk about work because my wife is not a dentist and she finds it boring. So yeah, I like to watch movies, I like to play with my dog. I have a beautiful dog, Iris, and some cats, and I really just like to chill. And that's something that for me is very, very important. I like to read books. I love to watch documentaries. I got a Netflix account and an iTunes, so I like to do that. And I'd say that the thing that I like the most is my friends. So I have a few very close friends back home in Portugal and of course around the world, but the ones in Portugal are the ones I get to spend. And to spend time with them and their children and their families, that's something that I really, really, really love. So when I'm not working, I'm chilling with friends and family. I don't really have that many hobbies. I'm working on a book about dentistry, not scientific at all, just more my view, my no half smiles view of things. And hopefully that will be out. So I got a bit of spare time and I'm doing that. And I just, again, like you just said, you're working hard on yourself. It doesn't stop. And I suffer from anxieties as well, and I have my stresses as well. And it's just that when some things go wrong with me, I don't go on Facebook and bitch around it. A lot of people like to complain and they see something they don't like and they have to be negative. And anybody follows me, they know I'm never negative. If I don't like something, I just won't give it attention. Yep. But if I do like something, I'm positive. And I just think if the whole world was like that, we wouldn't be in the mess we're in. Yeah. So, yeah, I try and take it easy as much as I can and just try and be a good guy.
Yeah, I'm trying to leave the world a better place than I found it. So I got involved in charity as I could. And I know you do a lot of charity. So what about the concert? How did it go?
The concert, that was so much fun. It was just like, I actually have a video. If you want, I can edit it for you. So get in touch with me and I'll send you some stuff. Okay. So that was fun. It was crazy. When I look back at what I did, it was like, man, I think that was one of the most courageous things I ever did. But we managed to raise, I think it was like 5,000 or 6,000 euros for charitable, for the Mundo Sorrir, which is a Portuguese NGO, and for the Humble Smile Foundation with Darren Weiss, and he's also very linked to the IADS, and Darren does a great job. And we helped hundreds of children get access to free dental care. And so the concept was singing for smiles. It was all my songs that I wrote, and again, you'd think that I have a lot of time to jam. That I did rehearse for, very well planned out, and it was exceptional, and I hope to do it again. this 28th of December, I'll do it again. And I always, because it's my father's birthday, and he passed away, so I want to do something memorable on his birthday. And he was truly the guy that taught me how to be this way. And it was fun. It got really good reviews. It came out in the press. It was a lot of fun. And I mean, I think it's important to show people your weaknesses as well. And I didn't know if people would like my music, but at least I had the guts to do it, you know. And I think people, and here's a message for you: people are inspired by courage. They're more inspired by courage and failure than by not doing anything and silently succeeding in whatever you think is success. People are very inspired by courage. So if there's anything you're scared of doing, just go for it, man. Don't be scared.
So you gave a speech today about iCloud dentistry, about digital dentistry. Basically, you're doing what the future brings to dentistry. You're already doing that. What should people who are not familiarized with digital dentistry be focused on and know before?
Well, digital dentistry is any form of dentistry that you use as a digital workflow, partially or completely. Of course, not everybody has the technology to do a fully digital workflow, but I think it's important for me personally to be relevant. I like the challenge. So with the help of some really cool companies like Voco, who helped us with a 3D printer. They have a great 3D printer that just came out at the IDS, and so we're testing that. Of course, MegaGen with the R2 gate systems and the cloud, and then other systems that we have in the clinic. Also, CareStream lent us a intraoral scanner to help, because these things are expensive. So we were testing these things, and I thought it would be a challenge to have a fully digital workflow on a really complex case. And that's what we presented today, a charity case with Tanya. We wanted to help her out. And I think the message that I wanted to show here was that your generation, with your mindset, which is one that's going to save the planet, it's going to be, more eco-friendly, more human-guided, more focused on happiness and stability than just on profit. Your generation is a generation that's connected, that's all about sharing. And you think of the cloud as something natural. For me, I still don't know where it is. but again, I was very happy to show that most of the work done on that case was done by a group of young dentists with access to email and this technology, and giving incredible results. So we had a lab in Portugal, a lab in Romania, designers in Korea, my clinic in Portugal, the Smile Donator concept by Eduardo and Christian Coachman, Eduardo from Madrid, a lab in Madrid doing the DSD. We had some help from some technicians from Germany, and all of this done on the cloud. And I guess, of course, it's very futuristic what we did. We now do a lot of this stuff in our clinic. It speeds up protocols. It's a lot more secure. It's for legal implications. It's there. It's documented. Yeah. And just for example, if something breaks, you can just print it again or mill it again. And we're seeing more and more millings in the lab. I think it's going to make the lab's life easier. Patients think it's really cool. So again, you said earlier on that you considered that I was an influencer, and I hope I can influence people to consider this. But I want to challenge also doctors that own clinics to hire your generation to get you guys in and make sure that, give you guys a chance to develop other clinics. Because I know it's very difficult to get that first job, and they don't teach this in the universities. But it's up to our generation, my generation of dentists, 40, 50, 60-year-old guys that own clinics, to give these 25, 26-year-old dentists jobs running a digital dentistry department, and they will have better results all over. So I also wanted to challenge the audience to see that. And I think it's great. Those that don't embrace this in 10 years' time will be obsolete.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about approaching a career of teaching?
Of teaching? Well, I try to have a good relationship with the departments in my university in Portugal because it's closer to my house. But I don't know. It's very hard back at home. I think there's a lot of politics involved. I would love to be a teacher at universities, but somehow I don't really get invited. I'd love to do it. So I guess I do my lecturing, and that's a form of teaching. I use social media, that's a form of inspiring. But yeah, I think one day I'd like to be a teacher.
We need more people like you in universities.
Oh man,
to really change the.
What I want to do is I want to change the professor's mentality. I want to change the teachers.
Yeah.
And I think, because me talking to the students is one thing, but me helping the professors to change their mentality. I mean, I come from a generation where professors were very arrogant. They thought they were better than everybody else. You had to kiss their asses to get any attention, and there was a lot of politics, and it wasn't just about being a good student, and that sucks, man. It's soul crushing. So I would like to inspire teachers around the world to look at talent, and if somebody's, we were talking about this just now in the elevator, if you have a language barrier, or if you have a social barrier, or some kind of impediment in your life, those are the people you should pay attention to. It's my hashtag, be part of a bigger game. Teachers have a huge role in changing the future. And a lot of them are just more interested, a lot. There's more good than bad, of course. Yeah. But, to those dentists that are professors that are just more worried about their little universe, try and remember the impact that you have on the lives of hundreds and hundreds of students in your community. And that's, I think, really, really important.
I'm going to approach to the end of this interview. Young dental students in Romania, there is a trending now. When they finish 6th year, they are building a startup, a dental office.
Oh.
I don't know, there's many arguing here. Do you recommend, do you think it's better to start up an own private clinic, an own private office, or go and take some experience, bigger clinic, spend some time shadowing?
I think both are acceptable. It depends on how smart you are. Depends on, if you think your startup clinic has a winning plan, and you know something that other people don't know, and I was 27, I built my first clinic, and I was successful with that. But I did do 2 years quite far from my home before. I think some experience is better, because your patients want that as well. They don't want you scratching your head and not just that. When you're fresh out of university, you probably look very young as well. And I know people don't like to see this or hear this, young dentists, but patients still perceive age as being a sign of experience, and it's not that true anymore. With technology, you saw Dr. Filipa from my team, she's 26, she can do some amazing stuff, and she's 26, so
I think this is the true greatness filter of greatness. You said last year, true field of greatness is time spent in the chair. I remember that.
Time spent in the chair, it's I'm primarily a clinician.
Yeah.
I made a lot of mistakes to know how to do the things right. And you can't make that. When I say mistakes, they're not big mistakes. There are lots of small mistakes, thank God, and little things that you correct here and there, because our job is very, very serious. It's too serious to take lightly. And for those of you that didn't know, I actually did a TEDx talk in London a few months ago. It's online. You can go to YouTube and Google Miguel Stanley TEDx. And I hope that's something you can show your patients to inspire them as well to understand how tough our job is. But yeah, experience is always the most important thing. And if you're not making money, if you're not happy, if you're not successful as a dentist or anything in life, change.
Yeah.
Raris,
thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
You're really
It's good. It's really good to speak to you, man. All right, and thank you to everybody here. I'll see you soon, Romania. Thank you.
What are you watching on Netflix?
Hey, baby, they go walk on the wild side and the color comes back. Yeah, well, little Jackie, he came from the island. Thought he was James Dean for the day. he had to crash, and a Valium would have helped that bad. She said, hey baby, baby, take a walk on the wild side. He said, hey, sugar and candy, take a walk on the wild side. And the color goes that go dip, 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 dip. Well, Professor Park came from Korea soon, thinking that he's gonna change the world. He made an implant that everybody loves. Everybody's wearing white, white as doves. And he said, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. Thank you, ain't he rich? Take a walk on the wild side. Woo!